Peace. This is Ethereal TV with your host Doc Blake, bringing to you the 20th episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom because they are decentralized assets and they're going to play a big role in the immediate and long-term future. And we're going to get straight into the price action today. As you can see, I got a whole new setup and we're going to be utilizing it. So we're on CoinMarketCap, and if anybody has another suggestion other than CoinMarketCap, please let me know. But since this is what everyone else uses, this is what I'm going to use. And currently the price of Bitcoin is at $9,469.10. Litecoin is at $44.85. Ethereum is at $238.10, and gold is at $1,736.52. And as we see, silver kind of got hit down at $17.62. But I mean, who's surprised about any of those things? If you've heard some of my previous shows, all these markets are being manipulated to represent what they choose to have a represent. There's no real price discovery, but as we see over time, things are playing out and real prices are going to be discovered. We're going to know what's really worth what instead of what they tell us things are worth. I mean, I don't understand how fake money is created to inflate the price of homes and cars and things like that when the average person in real reality is not able to afford those things without taking on long-term debt for 5 years for cars and 30 years for mortgages. People have to volunteer their labor earned to pay for these assets when clearly they should have never been that much in the first place. But we all know that debt equals slavery, and it locks people in to have to perform the labor to pay the overpriced because they were able to get loaned the money. And we all know, I mean, and if you don't, that's how debt and the credit markets work. It's designed to keep people locked in over time. I mean, just look how cell phones have changed. Remember when cell phones, like there was no such thing as a cell phone payment plan, and now all of a sudden you're on a payment plan with the cell phone and things like that. And none of this is sponsored. I know you see JM Bullion. This is the website I use to make my purchases as far as precious metals goes. I mean, some people have trouble finding good resources for things like that. Trustworthy. Well, I have found this company to be very trustworthy if you can't find a local dealer, because it's just like Star Wars. I mean, I feel like the future is we're all dealing in real assets. The barter system is back, baby. The barter system is back. And to barter, you can't have worthless fiat currency that is printed as much as people say they want to print it and make as much as of it as they want and say it and tell you how much it's valued. I mean, that's just insane. No other planet in the whole universe would ever be able to pull this off. And bravo to the Earthlings for us being able to pull this scam off for so long. And it's just really amazing. It's the largest Ponzi scam ever is fiat currency, and it's everything else is called a Ponzi scam besides fiat currency. It just really amazes me, and most people still don't realize how much labor and time, most importantly time, you dedicate to earn this fiat currency that is completely manipulated and controlled. So and before I get into the topic today, I wanted to kind of give an update on the whole coronavirus situation, how I feel about it. I've been building the things that I'm choosing to build, and I haven't had the time to work on the last piece of the puzzle videos in about a week or two, and it's for very important reasons. I love crypto. I'm trying to get more involved in the space, trying to learn more about it, and just trying to grow as a person, because I want my products, my music to be, and my artwork to be available in cryptocurrency on these crypto platforms. And the best way to do that is to really get involved in the space and become and get to know a lot of the people involved and things like that. And that's what I've been dedicating my time to. Everything from the miners to the traders to the people who are just generally interested that love to talk about it every day, because we see it as the future, because finances once again are the way that people move and maneuver. I mean, it's hard to do anything. It's almost nearly impossible to do anything in this world without finances. We can all agree on that now, if we weren't able to before. I mean, people can act like money doesn't matter all they want, but if you come from how a family that I came from, or you came from an area that I come from, of most people, you're in the lower wealth class of the people, you see just how much, because I grew up around some people that had a lot of money and things like that, so I get to see the outcome of the situation, how different the world can be perceived from those who have small amounts of money or no money compared to those who have a lot, and it can impact the future of children's livelihood and things like that. So it's became a very big important part. For people who act like it hasn't, that's just bogus right now, because people have died for this and things like that. So I mean, that you can feel my passion with the topic that I feel, and just how important that cryptocurrency is going to become. And not just crypto, the other true hard assets. There's artwork, there's all types of things that actually hold value, but we cannot, as an earthly people, allow people to control our money and control the price of what things are valued at. Those things have to be discovered naturally. And let's just get into the first article I have today. This is by Billy Bambro, and he's writing for Forbes. It says China could force Donald Trump and the Fed to destroy the U.S. banking system. Donald Trump has reignited his long-running battle with China, something that's likely to heavily feature in his re-election campaign. Meanwhile, China is poised to launch a digital version of the Yuan and could be about to create serious problems for the U.S. banking system, potentially forcing the U.S. to digitalize the dollar to compete. Most of the people in crypto, we know this is coming eventually, because it only makes sense. The banking system is a dinosaur. It's funny. I want to make a meme, and y'all can somebody can steal this meme, but I want to put ATM, and above it says, like, people taking a picture of it or whatever, and above it says, look, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I mean, because that's how ATMs are. That's how the banking system is. I mean, we understand that now with digital currency, the feds, or the main central banking system or whatever, can just send money directly to the places it needs to be sent to, and not have to have a third party taking anything from us or them. I mean, why? If you're like the Fed has to support everything, the banks, the people, the the printing of the money, the Fed, it's all falls on the Fed. So why would you have a third party when you can just, with the invention of Bitcoin, you can just have it sent directly? So it's not so much the US dollar that's in danger, it's the actual fiat currency and the printing of the US dollar. And that's the crazy part, because there's a lot of cash out there. I mean, actual physical cash. And I wonder what's going to happen with that if the US goes to a digital dollar. I mean, like, seriously, what would happen with all the cash that people would you be able to go back and turn it in and get it digitalized? I mean, I sure would hope so. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what's going to happen if the U.S. decides to go with a digital dollar. But I mean, like I said, if they don't, then they have to continue to print massive amounts of money just to support the failing banking system. I mean, just imagine cutting out the whole middle party, the bank, from in between the Federal Reserve and the people that need the money. I mean, it would be massive amounts of money saved, and that's already what China is basically doing with the brilliancy of Satoshi. You know what I mean? Like, the vision, the brilliancy of Satoshi, whether they call it digital currency or the original, the most secure blockchain in the world, which is Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And still based on the principles of a record a system that records the transactions. And of course, we all know that probably China's system will not be an immutable blockchain. They'll probably be able to reverse transactions. Same with the United States. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe they will make it a true digital currency with an immutable blockchain. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to find out. And then the article also goes in to say if the competition from commercial banks is impaired, for example, through some fiscal subsidization of central bank deposits, the central bank has to be careful in its choices to avoid creating havoc with maturity transformations, the paper read. If people started to exclusively hold cash with the country's central bank, the Fed and other central banks could end up becoming a deposit monopolist, attracting deposits away from the commercial banking sector. Basically means that the bank that you use would be completely abolished because it would serve no purpose. And I mean, if you're the Fed, this is what people don't realize. This benefits the Fed. Like, you're completely devaluing the US dollar by having to support the banking system, let alone all the companies that actually need the money. And then you have the third party banks just taking their share like they've always been doing. And it's okay. I mean, the world changes. Good ideas at one point eventually become bad ideas at another point. I mean, just look at like all the technology that nobody uses anymore. I mean, look at I mean, and it's funny that cassettes are coming back, but think about cassettes and things like that. I mean, that technology was booming at one point and then it goes kind of bust because nobody uses it. We have music transferred digitally now. And this is the same thing that's happening with the banking system, and the banks are just clawing and grabbing on there. I still see banks building new banks. Like, you know, unless, like, what do you even need that center for? It's all like, all money is basically going to be digitalized unless you're transacting gold and silver. I mean, really, what's the point? I guess you can turn those buildings into something else. I don't get it. But you know, that's, you got to think, these are the banking system is a lot of older people, older mindsets. They don't, maybe some of them don't even understand the internet, let alone digital currencies. So I mean, and that has to be taken into reality. And they could be big players, they could be billionaires, trillionaires even, you know what I mean, that think that the banking system is still the best way to go. And that, I mean, at this point, it's just insane. I mean, really guys, really. Digital currencies are expected to work just like regular coins and notes issued by central banks, but exist entirely online, with some floating the possibilities of government-run Fed accounts being used to distribute digital dollars. So, like I said, the digital dollar is going straight from the Fed into the businesses or people directly. You know what I mean? China has already begun trialing payments in its new digital currency in 4 major cities, local media reports at the end of April. And that's my whole thing about Trump. He is also an American dinosaur. I mean, like, they're just based on the old American dollar that you don't have to validate, but you know, we printed so much of it. I mean, and these things happen over time, but we all see it, and people who are paying attention, we notice that it is happening. And this article is from Forbes. It's not like I didn't write this article. Look, the headline says China could force Donald Trump and the Fed to destroy the US banking system. I mean, this is Forbes. I didn't write this, you know what I mean? So if there's a bone to pick with anything I just said, take it up with Forbes. And then you know, here's the Ethereal website. I'm able to bring these things up now. We don't have much available, but like I said, my cousin's book is available, and it's also available on Amazon. I spoke with him yesterday, and you can buy it through our website or you can buy it through Amazon. It's called Check This Out. Of course, I got my autographed copy, and I know his mother does a show too, and hopefully we'll be linking soon. Because she's doing it through Facebook, and I told her to let her know that she needs another platform, because I will not be using Facebook to broadcast, and I won't even watch people's broadcasts if they only have it on Facebook. Sorry, that's my choice. I don't care who you are. I will not watch your broadcast if you only broadcast through Facebook. You know, and you know me, I stick to my guns when I say shit. So, but I will buy Libra coin. I won't ever probably use it. I might give it to people, but I will buy Facebook's cryptocurrency because it's a good investment, and that's how I see things. So I think that might be all that I have today. And yep. So once again, this is your boy Doc Blake with the last piece to the puzzle. Peace.